we'll go with that. All right, Coach, thoughts on the game real quick?
I think it was, penalty riddled game on our side for sure. I didn't think we did a good job with on the discipline side, but in the end, we needed to run the ball, run the clock out, and we did a really good job of that. I think it was 90-something yard drive and put the ball in the end zone at the end to win the game. And I was proud of our guys for getting a stop on defense and giving us the ball back. And our guys, they knew we were running it, we knew we were running it, and they couldn't stop us. So it was great to have that type of effort on the whole line and the running backs, tight ends.
And it's the second time I've heard you mention discipline today. What are you going to be focusing on this week in practice?
I mean, we just got to learn from what we did wrong. I mean, I will go back. I'm sure some of those calls were not good. I'm positive. I saw it with my own eyes. We have replay now on the sideline. I was able to look at some of them, and I'm sure they'll watch the film too, the officials, and make the correction just like we need to. But some of them were definitely penalties, so we need to do better, and we need to focus on that this week.
And positives from the game. I mean, y'all were able to, on the ground, the running game was pretty stellar tonight. Is that going to be, obviously that's going to be a future part of your plan, but I mean, as far as positives, what did you see tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we had Devin Gibbs played a little bit in the first half, which is a huge positive for us coming back off an injury, and we really need him. He's not only is he a really good tight end, but he's a great leader, and to have him out there is really special. And Kalen Griffin and Damian Moore and Xavier Coleman, those guys are all really, really good in the backfield, and we're gonna ride those guys as long as we can. And I thought Robert played a great game. He threw that interception in the end, was really an outstanding play by that guy on the other side of the ball. But as coaches, we got to eat that one. That's us. We shouldn't have called that play. That was not a good play, and that's on me 100%. Nobody else called it but me, so we got to do a better job there from putting Robert in that situation. We're running the ball so good, so why give him a short field?
Coach, you talked a lot in week one about you learned a lot about your team from week one to week two. What are some of those things you saw today, whether improvements or areas?
I thought we played really physical on both sides of the ball. I know, obviously the penalties hurt on offense, but if you go back and look at the way, we were crushing them, on the front line, and we were moving people, and I thought that was a huge advantage for us on both sides of the ball. I thought our D-line dominated. They had under 100 yards rushing, and we had over 200. So I think when you can control the line of scrimmage, that's been an emphasis for us since I've gotten here, and I think we're starting to move in that direction. It starts with the people that you recruit, but then there's some toughness to it and some guys that go out there with some grit, and I think we're starting to do that. And you have a back like Kalen Griffin and Damian Moore, and those guys are downhill guys, and that helps an O-line. So both of those guys did an awesome job. And Rob, you don't even know it, but Rob put us in so many really good runs in that game, and that's why I said he had a great game. He operated the offense about as good as he has since he's been here. So we need that, and that's going to be a continual area of improvement. We got a really good team coming in next week, so we got to button up some defensive stuff on the back end. I thought we were in good position. You saw a couple of those interceptions were dropped, and we got to make those plays. When you have an opportunity, you got to make them. So we'll just continue to work on our guys with that.
Coach, from your perspective, what were some key factors this next one?
I mean, I think running the football. I think that Kalen's performance was exceptional. I think those things are those are reasons you win. You run the football and you stop the run, and you make them a one-dimensional team. And even though they move the ball, sometimes when you're one-dimensional, it's hard to get in the end zone. And I think we proved that to be true today. So, and I thought, I didn't think our special teams were outrageous. I thought they probably outplayed us a little bit on special teams, which was disappointing because I really thought we played well on special teams last week. So we got to get better in that end, and I think we will. And that's just it's a weekly process because you got guys moving in and out with injuries, and those teams are always hard to keep on the cutting edge. So we got to do better there.
Coach, 2 games left on the homestand here in non-conference play. What are you hoping to see from these next 2 games heading into South Dakota?
I mean, we got to get cleaner. I mean, the penalties you're troubling. We had 12 last week, and I don't even know how many we had today, but we had quite a few, and we got to get better at that. And we're going to have some penalties, right? You're going to have the holdings. You're going to have pass interference. I mean, Those are aggressive penalties. I can live with those. I can't live with the offsides, the undisciplined type stuff, hitting after the whistle, that sort of stuff. Like, we can't have that stuff. That's not a good football team doing that. Good football teams, they don't do that stuff. You know, they let the opponents do that, and they play clean football. I'm not worried about the aggressive penalties. We'll address that, but it's the discipline penalties we got to get better at.
Any more questions?
Thanks, Sean.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank
You got it.